Hi everyone, today's our topic is load a data mapper. This is the fifth video of Omni Studio series. Okay, so in fourth video, the basic details I have already provided about how to use load a data mapper. So this is the advanced video of load a data mapper. Okay, so if you did not watch previous video, you can find the entire playlist link in description. Okay.
Before starting video, I want to introduce myself. I am Sunil Sharma, founder of Salesforce Dream Channel. I am Salesforce certified developer. We have a dedicated team that provide the paid service for Flow, Apex classes, Trigger, REST services, Service Cloud, Experience Cloud, Omni-channel, messaging for in-app and web, user setup verification in messaging for in-app and web in community as well as external site etc. Please sir contact on our email sunilsharma1994.seeker@gmail.com if you need any paid service. You will get response in 2 hours once we receive email.
Yeah. At the end of this video, you will learn what is the use case of as object input type in loaded data mapper. You will learn how to use as object input type. You will learn what is the use case of custom input type in a loaded data mapper. How to use custom input type. How to call load data mapper from Apex class. So in details, we will learn about these things. Okay. So let's switch to Salesforce. Okay. So first create data mapper DM as object load. Then search load. Here you can see search select input type as object. Here in my system, I'm getting these two objects. Okay. So by default, these objects will not be visible. Okay. So first we will learn what is the use case of as object. So if you have worked on Sales Cloud or you have basic idea about Sales Cloud, then you know that when the lead is converted, then three object is created: contact, account, and opportunity. Okay. So you have created lead. Okay. Account, contact, and opportunity record is not created. Once the lead is converted, automatically Salesforce is creating account, contact, and opportunity records. Okay. So suppose you have such type of requirement for custom object. It is related to custom object, not a standard object. Okay. So in custom object, the record is inserted in one custom object or record is updated. Okay. So your criteria is matching. Then you want to create another object, another record. Okay. Another record in another object. Okay. So suppose just think that lead is converted, it is creating account, contact, and opportunity. Similarly, you have one object called interface object. Just example, this is a custom object, interface object. Whenever the record is created in interface object, is a another object record another object record should be created automatically. Okay, you have such type of requirement, then you can go for as object. So as here in as object list, it will be visible object if it is following some criteria. So I will create one custom object. For example, this is my custom object. Uh, you can give any name. YouTube interface object. Okay. I'm creating a normal object over. So you can think that whenever the record is created for this object, then a subsequent object record will be created. So just think that this is a lead object. Okay. So if this lead object is converted or created, then a account and contact opportunity record you want to create, you have requirement for custom object. So when this object record is created, this is totally depend on your business requirement. When this record object is created, then you want to create a subsequent object record, or when this record is updated, then you want to create a subsequent record object. That is totally depend on in your requirement. It is available for insert, available for update also. Okay. Now when we create load a data mapper, then here we have input type as object. Then here you can see, in my case, I'm getting only two options. Okay. If you have a new org, then you will not get these options. Okay. So how our interface object will be visible here? Because here I am selecting, suppose Sunil interface object. What is the meaning of this one is, whenever any record is inserted in this Sunil interface object, then I want to create a contact record, I want to create a account record, or any custom record I want to create. Okay. So that is my scenario. So how here in drop down my this interface object will be available. This is my interface object. It is not necessary that API name should be contain some interface object. You can give any name. Okay. Now, whenever this record is created or updated, because I will write logic for create, you can write logic for update also. Okay, no issue. So when this record is created, I want to create a contact record. Just example, that is my requirement. Whenever a record is inserted in YouTube interface, with the help of that one, I want to create a contact report. That is my requirement. Now, this object I want to show in this list, in this drop down list. Where is the drop down list? In this interface object drop down list, I want to show. For that one, I need to create some fields. Okay. So the name should be as it is. Okay. So here you can see, first name should be DM error. Okay. So long text area. Okay. So these keywords DM error, it is used by Velocity. So it should be as it is, DM error only. Okay. I want to create total four records I need to create. DM name, text. I can give any size. 255 I want to provide. Third is DM progress data. Save and new. Long text area. New. Next. Save and new. DM status. Long text area. Save and new. And last, bundle name. DR bundle name. Okay. So this is the text. Okay. Here you can see I have created DM error, DM name, progress data, DM bundle name. I will refresh. I will create DM as object. Load. Okay. Interface load. Input type as object. Here you can see YouTube interface object. Now it is visible. If suppose you are, if any one of them is not available, these 5 fields I have created, any one of them is not available, it will not visible in this, here in drop down, it will not be visible. Output type, it will be always as object only. Click on save. Okay. So when this record is created, then which record you want to update? Okay. I want to update, sorry, I want to create contact. I want to create contact, and suppose here I have a name called, this name field I want to map. Okay. So in mapping, this user interface object, there in that we have name field. That name field I want to map with last name. I want to map with last name. Okay. Or you want to create any other field, or suppose I'm creating one more field. Uh, for example, description, DESC. Okay. And to click. Okay. So this record value will be the record. This I want to map. Sorry. Which first name? Just example. What's name I want to? Okay. Now, if you want to test, then how will you test? Okay. Because you need these data. So how to pass? Okay. So first, we need to create one trigger on this object. In this object, I need to create that trigger. So from trigger, I will call this data mapper. Okay. So apex trigger, I want to use YouTube interface. YouTube interface. Here, this is change event. I don't want to use change event. I want to use object. Okay. YouTube interface triggers. I have written my trigger. I'm returning after insert. Okay. So I want to collect the record ID of this this object. Okay. So because here I mentioned after insert. Okay. So because our requirement is that with the help of this object, I want to create another object. Okay. Using the data mapper. So here I need to collect the ID of this object. Okay. So here I am collecting ID. I only ID I want to collect. YT trigger dot. Okay. Here I'm creating list of string, list of string, list IDs, okay, and in this I will store my IDs. Dot add yt dot id. Okay, so what exactly I'm doing? First, whenever the record is inserted in this object, this trigger will fire. In this trigger, I'm collecting the IDs of this record. Okay, I'm using after insert, or you can use after update, your wish. Okay, here I have mentioned some criteria that list IDs should not be blank. Sorry, is empty. Okay, if not empty, then I want to call future method. So I have already one future class already available. You can create a normal class. I will show you. Here you can see normal Apex class. Okay. In normal Apex class, we have one future method that is performing call out. Call out is true. Here my method name is called. That can be anything. Okay. Now here it is expecting string IDs. Okay. That I want to pass from here. Okay. So I will call this syntax. This is a normal syntax. If you know Apex, this class DM interface object future dot call this method. What exactly it's expecting? Like a string IDs. Okay. So here we have list of IDs. So first I need to deserialize JSON dot serialize list IDs. Okay. Now trigger, whenever the record is inserted in this object, it is calling this trigger. Trigger is calling this future method because we want to perform call out. So from trigger, whenever you want to perform call out, you need to use future method only. So I'm already using future method. Here, this is the syntax. Here I have deserialized because here this is not supporting as object or a okay list of strings. So normal primitive data type it support. So I have collected IDs performed in serialized, so that JSON.serialize will return me string data. Okay, this list of string it will be converted in a string using JSON.serialize, and that I have passed here. Okay, that here I have deserialized on trigger I have serialized, here I have deserialized, so that I can get list of records, list of strings. Okay, that I got. This is the syntax provided by Vlocity. So that is this is calling the interface object data mapper load. Okay, so this is data mapper, but it is using interface object. This object called interface object. If you are using as objects, so as object data type, then as object input type, then this type of interface is called interface load data mapper. Okay, so here you can see connect API data mapper interface object connect API execute data mapper load for interface object, and here I am passing input. So what is the input? Input is also one class only of Vlocity that is expecting two parameters. First parameter is list of IDs. Okay. So list of IDs, here you can see list of IDs I have provided. Second thing is it's expecting the API name of object. Our object API name is this one, YouTube interface object underscore C. Okay. So that I can hard code here. That I can hard code here, or from record IDs, I can fetch the as object type. Any one of them I can use. If I will hard code, then what will happen? This entire logic will strict to this our YouTube interface object only. But if I am fetching with the help of IDs, then this entire logic will be a generic logic. So not only for this one, for any other object you want to create interface object data mapper, you can use. Okay, that's why I did not hard code. So here now I am calling the my data mapper. Okay, here I did not specify my data mapper. Here I am just mentioning that you need to use interface object data mapper. Here Salesforce has given two options. First option is you can mark this object as a default. Okay, it's a default for interface. So now our object is YouTube interface. Okay, YouTube interface object. So if someone is not specifying the specifying the object, then specifying the mapper, then default it will be considered for this object, this interface object, this the data mapper will be called. Okay, if someone is specifying, then that data mapper will be called. But how to specify that, we cannot specify from here. That location is some other. Okay, we will learn that. So I will save. Okay, now everything is ready. Now I will go to YouTube, because when trigger will fire, when I will create the record. Okay, so when I am creating the record, here you can see I am giving Sunil as object. This is my last name I have mapped. Name I have mapped with the last name. Description. Where is the description? Ha, Sunil first name. This one will be mapped with first name of our contact. Here we need to specify API name only. Okay. Here just now I told you that either we can specify which data mapper I want to use. I want to use this data mapper. Okay. So this data mapper I want to use, here I can specify in BR bundle name. If we have multiple data mapper for same object, then which data mapper I should use? For that one, we can specify that you should use this data mapper. Okay. If I am not specifying, then and if I am not specifying this one, and for all the data mapper for this object, if this checkbox is unchecked, then Salesforce will confused, like there is no default interface. Default data mapper is configured. There is no manually data mapper is specified. Then which one I should call? So Salesforce will give error. Okay. So we will see that. Okay. So I will here we have different field: DM error, DM name, progress name, status. These field will be updated by Velocity according to requirement. If we are getting error, then uh, error will be updated. If status will be updated, that success, in progress, or error. Okay, so we will click on save. We could not find a data mapper for this interface object. Map the interface object. DR bundle. Sorry. My bad. This DM as object, I need to specify in DM name. Okay, my bad. I will delete this report. DM name. Okay. Sunil as object. This is my last name, and Sunil first. And this is my first name, and which data mapper I want to use. Here I have specified. Click on save. Here you can see DM status is in progress. Okay. So 1 second. Here you can see previously DM status was in progress. Now DM status is successfully. There you can see contact is success. Okay, contact is success, and this is the contact record ID. Okay, I will copy this. I will open any record. Sorry, I will perform as account. I will open my contact. Here you can see Sunil first name I have provided, that is stored in first name, and Sunil as object it is stored in last name, that is my mapping, and successfully my contact record is created. Okay. Now one more thing I want to highlight. If what exactly happened. Okay. So when I have created the record in this object, then what happened? Salesforce called this trigger. This trigger is calling the future method. Okay, and it is passing the IDs. Okay, now these ID I have provided to DataMapper. Okay, and DataMapper name I have provided as part of my record only. Okay, now these with the help of these IDs, Velocity will fetch the record. Will fetch this record, and in it will fetch the record, and here according to that it will fetch the record from database, and it will create the contact using that mapping, like my YouTube interface object field name is name, that will be stored in last name, and in YouTube interface object in that whatever the description, that will description field API, that value will be stored in first name, and it will create the record. Once the record is created, Velocity will call my this interface in this. It will call my interface object, and it where is my interface object? Yeah, it will call my interface object, and it will update the information. No, this is contact. Yeah, I will close everything. I will close this one. I will search YouTube interface object. Okay. After that, once the successfully is created, Salesforce will call, because our transaction started from this object only. Again, Velocity is calling to this object only, and here it is updating that this is the record ID. Okay, we have successfully created your record, and this is the record ID, and here it is giving the status. Yeah, record is created. Okay. Now I will create one more record. Cloning is available. Yeah, I will clone. Okay. Here I will remove this one because I don't want. Here I will not pass this one also. DM name I have not pass as object 1 and as first one. Okay. I have created a new record. Here you can see we got the error. We could not find a data mapper for this interface object. Map the interface object to a data mapper and try again. Status is failed. Okay, the reason behind that is here in DM name I did not pass which data mapper you should use. Okay, and second, for all our data mapper related to this object, nowhere this option is selected. Okay, so Salesforce is confused. Here is no default data mapper is available for this object, and data mapper name is also not specified. Then what should I do? So Velocity is confused, and Velocity has given error. Now suppose I have selected this checkbox. Click on save. I will create a new clone. Okay, I will give to this one. I am cloning. That's why here I am getting. Okay, and I will remove description. I will give second. Here DM name I am not providing. Here you can see DM status is in progress. Here you can see the contract is successfully created, and this is my contact ID. I can cross verify my contact ID. First name, here you can see Sunil first name 2 as subject 2, as subject 2, and Sunil first name 2. Okay, here I want to highlight one point. Just now you have learned that we are creating the record. This object record we are creating. The trigger is firing. Trigger is calling to future method. Future method is calling to our data mapper. Data mapper is creating our record, and after that data mapper is updating this record. So it is creating the cycle. Okay. Now, if you can use for here, I am using for insert. You can use for update also, but in update case, be careful, because the reason behind that is I will update this one. Okay, my trigger will fire. Trigger will call my data mapper. Sorry, future will call my data mapper. Data mapper will update or create. Sorry, it will create a new contact, and after that, that contact information will be updated in this object. So what will happen again when this object will be updated again, because I have written trigger on update also. So this object is updated. Trigger will fire. Trigger will call data mapper. Mapper will create a contact again. It will update the contact information. This object again. This object is updated. It will fire a new trigger. Okay, so it will create an infinite loop. Okay, so in that situation here I have created a simple trigger that directly I'm reading. But if you are creating this data mapper, this as object data mapper for update case, then here you need to provide condition very well. Otherwise, it could create an infinite loop. Okay. So many people are thinking that why we are doing these things. If someone is creating this interface object, okay, why we are calling the mapper and all those things directly. I can create from trigger only. You can create. Why we are using a velocity to make our life simple or configurable. Okay, we are using flows. Okay, so whatever we are doing from flow, we can achieve with the help of LWC. We can achieve with the help of Apex. Okay. Similarly, whatever things is achieved by velocity, each and everything can be achieved by LWC as well as uh, Apex class. But why we are going for velocity? Why we are going for flow? Because we want our logic configurable. So in future, like I have only two records. Sorry, two field mapping I have done. In future, I want to create a third mapping. Maybe a new third way field is available. I want to mapping directly. I can do from here. I There is no code changes is required. Directly I can do from here. It will save our time, deployment time, because configuration. If I am doing changes in configuration, no deployment. Everything is required. But if I am doing any changes in Apex class, LWC, we need to go for deployment and all those things. It takes lots of time. Second thing is admin can also do these things. Okay. So in that case, it is helpful. Okay. So I hope it is clear. One more point I want to highlight. You cannot, here I have created uh, a custom object I have created for interface type. You cannot create and a standard object to interface types. Here in our object, we have created some fields: DM error, DM name, DM progress, DM status, bundle name, and it is available as part of this drop down. Okay, but suppose you have account, you have contact, in that you are creating these field, and after that you are expecting that it will be visible here. Then in advance, I I let you know that, sorry, I want to inform you that it will not be visible. It is interface object applicable only for um, custom object. So I hope it is clear. Okay. So in details, we have learned about as object input IO. Okay. Now let's go to next one. Here I will create a new interface. DM custom load. Okay. Load input type. I want to provide custom. So what is the use case of this one? Normally, DataMapper is supporting JSON or XML. Okay. So you are getting the input. We are using load. Okay. So custom input is not only for load. If you can use this one in turbo extract, you can use in extract as an input. You want to fetch the record. Okay. Here, last time when we when we were going through the extract, then we have learned how to use custom output type, output time. That time we have learned that, for example, our expectation is something else. I don't want JSON response. I don't want XML response. I want some other response. For example, I want to pass CSV data. Okay. So last time we have learned that I have given input in JSON, I have given input in XML, and finally I got the response in CSV format. Similarly, if I am using input type as a custom, then for example, I don't want to provide a JSON input. I don't want to provide a XML input from third party system or from wherever I am getting the input. From that system I am getting in CSV format. Okay. Or I want to load the data using CSV. Any one of them is possible. So in that case, because the CSV is not a JSON, it is not a XML format, it is some other format. So if something other format, then we should go for custom. So what is CSV format? CSV format is that comma separate value. So column, for example, account. Okay. So account name, comma type. Okay. So this is one row. In that we have specified our columns. In subsequent rows we will specify the records. So for example, Sunil, comma customer. This is one of my this is one record. Okay. In next line I am giving second record. For example, I am giving Anil, comma Sharma. Okay. So what this is called CSV, comma separated. So before slash n, this is one row. After slash n, this is second row, and this is third row. Okay. So this is called CSV format. Okay. Now, if you have such type of requirement that you need to you are getting the data in CSV format, you need to read the CSV format data and you need to insert the record. Okay. So in that situation, we can go for custom. Okay. If you have watched my third video, that in that I explained about how to use custom output type. Okay. How to use custom function, how to call data extract from Apex class. So in that, in details, I have provided, I have given the details in that video. We have created this class, formula custom class. In that, we have used insert node, a custom function, a custom function. We have used action name is equal to serialize for custom output type. Now same class I will use for custom what we can say custom input. Okay. For custom input we will use. Okay. So here I will give one more condition. Okay. Action type is deserialized. Previously it was serialized. Now we are specifying deserialized. So what exactly is happening? Whenever this class will be used as a custom input type, then Salesforce will send action as a deserialize. Okay. I will not pass deserialize from any place. Automatically it's passed by Salesforce when I'm using this class as a custom input type. Okay. So I'm using this class as a custom input type. Click on save. Okay. I will go basic. Okay. Here I which object I want to create? It is a normal things. I want to create account. Okay. Account object. And here I need to do the mapping. So what exactly I'm trying to do? One second. So just think that this is my CSV data. Okay. Now CSV data we cannot read directly in DataMapper. So DataMapper has given functionality that you can create a Apex class, and that Apex class will give me my format. Okay. So this when I will call this DataMapper, I will pass my CSV data. This DataMapper will call because this DataMapper will check that input type is custom. So what will happen? It will send that information to this Apex class. Okay. So Salesforce. We here we got entire CSV data. Now data mapper directly cannot read. That's why we have used custom input type. Now we here we need to read it. Here we need to read the data from CSV, and we need to convert in a format. That format can be understood by this data mapper. So data mapper easily can understand JSON. Okay. So this Apex class will call this function action as a deserialize, and here we need to write the logic that whenever CSV data is coming, I will convert CSV data to a JSON. Okay. So I have already. So this will be JSON. Here you can see column 2. Second. Okay. Okay. So what exactly we are trying to do? Whenever we are getting this CSV data, our data mapper will call our custom input type, that is nothing our Apex class. In that CSV is provided. Okay. In our Apex class, in custom Apex class, we have written a logic in such a fashion that will read our input. Input is in this case, input is coming as a CSV. It will read in CSV and it will convert in a JSON. Here you can see column 2 and the respective value, column 1 respective value, column 2 respective value, column 1 respective value. So here I have here you can see I have provided only 2 records. That's why in a list we got 2 records. If I am passing multiple records, then multiple records will be created in a list, and that list will be written to okay data mapper, and data mapper will take care. So here I will copy this one. This is a simple Apex only. Okay. This is a simple Apex class only. I will save. Inseparable. Okay. So here I will print arguments so that you can understand better. I just want to code. Okay. So here actually I did not pass any input. That's why here everything is blank, blank, blank only. Okay. So just I wanted to let you know that what exactly is available in arguments, because here I am reading arguments only. Here you can see arguments I am reading. Okay. So here I am reading input. Here you can see parent is option, sorry, options, input and output, that I am reading. Here you can see input, output and options I am reading. That is nothing. Here you can see it is a object. So object is this type of signature means it is a map only. So I have converted in map. Okay. Now this input, first input I have read, in that second input, okay, this one I want to read. Okay, that is containing our my real input, that is nothing CSV data. Here you can see I am reading that place. Okay, and here I'm just converting. I'm just because the type is object, so I'm just checking that it is instance of a string. Then only I will convert. I will convert in string, and after that I will split by slash and somewhere we have created a slash and split by slash and, so that each lines of record it will be provided. Okay. After that I'm just reading normal value, that here you can see columns. Okay. In columns I have created, here I have created one map, CSV list, that is nothing. Here you can see column and respective value I have created. I will provide this entire what we can say code. Okay. So this is a normal Apex class. Here I am just reading CSV, comma separated value, and I am converting in a map. Okay. After that, once the CSV data is ready, CSV list is nothing. List of map. Okay. Sorry, map only. Yeah, map, list of map. Here you can see list of map. Okay. So it will give me in this format. It will give me the result in this format. Okay. That result I have kept in output. This is the syntax only. Output. What is output? This output. Uh, if you want to read the input, then you need to use. If you want to pass output, then you need to use this one. So output dot put, key should be output, and here you can pass your data. Okay. Now this data is in JSON format. Now here we need to specify our mapping. Okay. So when I will read, then one second. I will pass. Suppose somewhere I have, yeah, I will create one CSV so that you can easily understand. So what exactly I will pass? So I will pass account name colon type. Okay. Slash and means new line. Okay. In that I will give Sunil uh, account, and type I will give cus- customer. Okay. Slash and new line, new record. Okay. And Anil account analyst. Okay. So this CSV I will provide. Now I have used custom output, sorry, custom input. So what exactly that class will do? This Apex class will do. This will convert this one into a array. Okay. A JSON array. It will be like this. account name, Sunil account, comma, type, customer. I will copy, paste. Another account name is Anil Analyst. Okay. So it at the end it will return in this format. Okay. So this is the logic I have written. Okay. You can find in the description. Okay. So this is just reading your CSV. Here you can see splitting by slash n, and after that we are just checking what is the zero number index value I am considering, because if I am splitting slash n, then this entire value will come on zero number index. This entire value will be come on one number index, and this value will come on two number index. So zero number index is nothing, columns only. Okay. So the columns I have stored here. Okay. After that, the columns I am looping. Uh, here you can see columns. I am loop. Sorry. Here I am looping my value. Value means from starting from one number index. Okay. That I'm okay. And here you can see columns also I am looping. I think here you can see columns I have added. Okay, sorry. Z index. Sorry, I'm not looping columns. I'm looping only the value only. And here I'm adding my columns one by one. So first column I have added, respective value I have added, loop again going to second index, second zero index, 0 to 1 number column I have added, and one number value I have added. Zero number column, respective value, one number column, respective value. Okay. Similarly for second one. Okay. So each row has been added here. Okay. And finally we have sent as a output. Now, if you know that we are getting response in JSON, we can directly do the mapping. So we will get account name. Okay. So I will create. Otherwise, I will copy this one. Sorry. Text time. No. List it will not consider. In the case of list, it will not work properly. So I will do manually. Okay. I will get account name. Okay. I will map with name. Save and dim. I will get type. I will map with a type. Mapping is ready. Okay. Everything is ready. Mapping is ready. Our data type is ready. Data type is nothing. Custom input it will take. It will convert in a JSON object. Okay. And it will return. Now I want to execute. How to do? This one directly I cannot test from DataMapper preview. I have tried. Okay. So what we need to do? We need to use Apex class, because CSV data I need CSV data I want to pass. So CSV data I will pass from Apex class. So here you can see this I will copy. Oh, 1 second. I will explain. Okay. So this is the our here I have specified my bundle name. Bundle name is nothing my data mapper which I want to call. Here I have provided my CSV data which I want to pass to my data mapper to insert my records. Okay. Here I need to serialize. If you missed serialize, you will face lots of challenges and you will get a generic error it will be very difficult for you to understand what is exactly going wrong. Okay. So make sure you are serializing. Once you are serialized, you need to add in a list, because okay, this is the code I have bought from here. You can search datamapper from Apex. Called datamapper from Apex. Called datamapper from Apex. Here you can see datamapper extract or transform. Uh, datamapper load. Okay. So from here only I have taken this code. Here uh, here I have provided my input. Okay. Input I have specified as a custom. Okay. These are the basic options I have provided from here. Okay. And finally, I'm calling my data mapper. Okay. Here you can see bundle name and whatever the input I have collected, entire I'm giving, and I'm calling. Sorry. Okay. So I will call from anonymous window. I will execute. Here you can see output apex. In output apex, here you can see go little bit right. Here you can see record has been created. Okay. These are the 1 second. Error is there is no error and created customer type. Yeah, correct. Created successfully. Type is customer and ID is this one. Okay. So I will perform one ASOC here from account order by created date. Okay. Want name. I want type created date. Here you can see 15th August 9:54. So this time in GMT. I am working in IST. Okay. So GMT to IST. 9:54 means morning 10 o'clock. Morning 10 o'clock. IST 3:30. Here you can see in my system 3:30. Okay. So just now Anil account, Sunil account, analyst and customer, which just now I have provided. Sunil account customer, Sunil account customer, Anil account analyst, Anil account analyst. Okay. So here we have learned two things: how to call data data mapper load from Apex class. We have learned what is the use case of custom input type, how to use custom input type, use of as object input type, how to use as object input type. In details we have learned. Okay, how to use custom output type I have already explained in my third video. That was part of extract. Okay.
Thank you. Please like, comment and share our video. Please subscribe our channel Salesforce Dream and press bell icon for new video notification. We provide the paid services also. To get paid services you can contact on our email sunilsharma1994.seeker@gmail.com. You will receive answer in 2 hours after receiving email.